Hello, everyone, and welcome to FranTastic InSights, where we provide insights from some of the coolest people and innovative in franchising. My name is Joan Winchester, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Franchise Expansion for FranServe. FranServe is the world's largest franchise consulting organization. Our mission, quite simply, is to help change people's lives through franchise ownership. We do that through an incredible network of franchisors and franchise consultants who help their candidates explore franchise ownership. And today I'm super excited to have a leading senior care franchise opportunity with us, Senior Helpers. And Senior Helpers is a strong brand with an incredible leadership team behind it. And Larry France is the Director of Franchise Development for Senior Helpers. So welcome to FranTastic InSights, Larry.
Thanks, Joan.
So Larry, I would love if you could share with our audience a little bit about Senior Helpers, your role with the company, and what truly makes your brand stand out.
Absolutely, Joan. And thank you for having me today. And I wanted to let you know, firstly, that Senior Helpers has just celebrated in 2022, 20 years in business. And we have been franchising for 17 of those years. And we currently have about 340 franchise locations in 43 states. And Senior Helpers is a non-medical in-home care franchise. And while our primary client base are seniors, I wanted to make it known that we do offer care for anyone over the age of 18. So we offer services such as companionship, light housekeeping, light meal preparation, errand running. In addition, we provide what are referred to as ADLs, activities of daily living, such as bathing, grooming, feeding, incontinence care. And more individuals at a younger age are having strokes, heart attacks, recovering from accidents, surgery, and need non-medical care. And personally, I've been in the senior care franchise industry for 19 years now, and I've been with several different brands. And in fall of 2022, I was very blessed to join the Senior Helpers franchise family as a director of franchise development. And in addition, have the pleasure to work alongside Rob Cantrell. He's been here about 8 years, and he's a senior vice president of franchise development. So together, we're going to make a great team. So I'm glad you asked me about what makes Senior Helpers unique. And as you're all aware, senior care is a very crowded space. And there's so many of us out there, but believe it or not, senior care is far from being saturated because there's 10 to 12,000 people a day turning 65. The key is, how do you differentiate out there in that crowded space? So when arriving at Senior Helpers, I quickly found out that we actually had about 3 key differentiating factors. And the one that I absolutely love is called Life Profile. So Joan, this is a technology that uses over 15 to 20 years of research into the most common reasons why seniors fall, have injuries, and get re-hospitalized. And our groundbreaking Life Profile assessment is a critical tool to help those loved ones age safely in their home. So what it does, it actually is our assessment when we go in the home, and we look at a potential of 144 different safety risks in that home. Of course, we don't go through them all, typically, probably average 60 to 80, but potential of 144. In addition, we look at their medical condition monitoring. We look at what level of independence do they have? Do they have any quality of life? And what kind of caregiver support are they getting from friends and family? So what this technology does, it can actually score them if they have a very high risk, medium risk, or a low risk of going back into the hospital. So it is proven to significantly lower the risk of future hospitalizations. It does create a safer outcome in the home. And then most importantly, they get to achieve that higher quality of life while aging in place. And another one I found out is actually called Center of Excellence. So when our franchisees start out, they do have a physical office location in their territory, and they devote a space, maybe 300 to 350 square feet, to a center of excellence. This is a training center for the caregiver for skill assessment and risk identification exercises. So they can learn how to transfer them in and out of bed, to the toilet, to the sink, to the shower. So those skills exercises. And what's even more important too is the adult children often get invited into those offices, into the center of excellence, to learn how to take care of mom and dad for when the caregiver is not in the home. So very, very cool feature. And it's really making a difference with referral sources. They love that. They love the life profile. And finally, we have a designation that is called Great Place to Work by Fortune magazine. So this is it actually is, it goes out to almost 13,000 people, where it can be the caregivers, the staff members, the corporate staff. It consists of about 50 questions. It is done by a third-party organization, and those responses is what qualify us for a great place to work. We have received that designation for 4 years in a row, and we're about to launch our 5th year. There are no other senior care companies out there that have this designation for a great place to work. And that can really help with retention of the caregivers, because if they have a good culture and they enjoy what they're doing, they may be less likely to leave, maybe for 50 cents more an hour. So they have to really think of ways to keep and improve their retention of caregivers, and having a great place to work can actually do that. So we're very excited about that, because we top the employers list for Fortune magazine, and it can help with really attracting talent to our organization. And I owe a lot of that, quite honestly, to our CEO, Peter Ross, who's been here since the inception in 2002. And again, we started franchising in 2005. What a great culture he has achieved in this corporate office. And I've been here since the end of October, and I just saw what the consistency of everyone around here, the help they provide, the professionalism. So it really is a wonderful place to work.
Wow, thanks for sharing, Larry, all your insight there. One of my next questions was actually asking you about what type of office space is required to start as senior helpers, and the employees that are needed to get started. If you could just comment on those for me.
Sure. We do require that they have at least 1,000 square foot physical office space in their territory. Devote about 300 to 350 square feet of that to the Office of Excellence. And they typically start out with 2 people, one in operations and recruiting, because this is a lot like a staffing business, and then one in sales and marketing or networking in the community, building relationships and trust with referral sources. So 2 people to start out with, and as they grow their weekly billable hours, then there is a pattern for them to hire additional staff members in the corporate office.
Great. Thank you for that. So, Larry, tell me about a little bit about what markets you're looking to expand.
Absolutely, Joan. One thing I wanted to mention in the we did post our core markets that we're looking to target in, but let me tell you about 5 that, because as you get larger with 340, sometimes people think we're saturated, but we're not. We still have about 200 markets, believe it or not. But of that, our core top would be Birmingham and Mobile, Alabama, wide open, Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, Columbus and Cleveland, Ohio, Dallas, Fort Worth. and Salt Lake City, Utah, all great markets that we need talent in.
Gotcha. So Larry, can you share with us a little bit about what qualities you look for in a franchise owner and the ideal candidate, and maybe any
Absolutely.
special incentives you have for veterans?
Okay. Sure. When we look, I often get that, what are you looking for? What's your ideal candidate? So we do look for people that have a business acumen about themselves. They really need to be motivated, self-starters, go-getters, good communication skills. When you think about dealing with all those caregivers, adult children, referral sources, a lot of things going on. So enjoy building a team. And the staff in your office and the caregivers in the field. A lot of moving parts to this because you're dealing with so many types of individuals. And also that desire to give back to the community, because this is a business with a heart, believe it or not. And so many candidates I speak with have some sort of personal connection or personal experience with aging loved ones that kind of drive them to this business. I often say that candidates that are looking at this type of business really need to know why they're getting into it, because when they look in the mirror every day, they need to enjoy what they're doing because this can be a difficult business from a staffing standpoint. But when they can make a difference in someone's life, that often keeps them going. And on top of that, too, we love our veterans, Joan, and we do offer a 15% discount off our franchise fee.
Great. Thank you for that. So at FranServe, we use a tagline. I'm not sure if you've seen it, that franchising is our superpower. And what could be more fun, right, than partnering with an innovative group of entrepreneurs that want to help change people's lives through franchise ownership? I mean, many people think about being their own boss, but franchising actually makes it a reality. So in what ways is Senior Helpers a stronger choice today in franchising than ever before?
Absolutely, Joan. And Joan, I've been doing this now, as I said, for 19 years. And it's very important when people are looking at a franchise, they should be looking that it has a strong, proven business model that they can follow, because that's why they get into franchising. They don't want to reinvent the wheel and have to start from scratch. So with over 340 franchise locations in 43 states, Senior Helpers has many successful owners that are out there. We have a very seasoned executive team. Our two top executives have been here, our vice president of training, our COO, they've been here for 15 years. Our CEO has been here since the inception, as I mentioned. So very important, they look for a sign of a strong culture within that organization. And so those are the things, the business model, the culture within the organization, making it a fun place to work. That's very, very important. And again, that they're going to like what they're doing. And as I see our franchisees out there, very successful, many of them, they enjoy what they're doing every day, and they're able to grow the brand around the country.
Thank you for that. I mean, it's easy to see how Senior Helpers is such an amazing opportunity and how you're making a real difference in people's lives, both for them and their families. So thanks again, Larry, for being with us for FranTastic InSights today. I just want to give you a chance for any last thoughts before we wrap up.
Well, one of the things I will say and often say, Joan, is that senior care is indeed a feel-good business. But in addition to that, it gives these business owners an opportunity to give back to their communities, but at the same time, also have a chance to build wealth and equity for themselves and their families.
Well, thanks again, Larry. Thanks for being with us today on FranTastic InSights.
I enjoyed it, Joan. Thank you for having me.